Speak for yourself, my man. Speak for yourself on that one.
God, that's you.
What's going on, my people? Welcome to Fly on the Wall Perspective. My name is Joseph.
It's your boy yaks. Yak here now.
It's an interesting one today, man. We're going to talk about HMP, aka Hold My Pockets. Is there a lot of pocket holding going on in HMP, man?
That's all a myth.
It's a myth. No, but I actually wanted to speak about your experiences and everything like that and all that. So yeah, let's go straight into it. Like, what was it like? Obviously, you want to go through the journey for you going in and say sentencing day. Let's start with sentencing day.
Yeah, but obviously when you get sentenced, you was there.
Mad story, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So you just got to obviously the nearest prison. You go to the nearest prison, and obviously when you get there, you get if you're a smoker, you get a smoker's package. If you're a non-smoker, you get a non-smoker's package in it. So.
What's that like? The smokers and non-smokers package?
Yeah. So obviously, if you're a smoker, you get tobacco in it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, if you're not, you get another package.
Do you get something extra in it for you?
Or you get like squash.
Okay.
I think fucking more fucking biscuits and them type of things there. Yeah. There's your package. Yeah, so that's just the starter pack.
So you get your starter pack. Talk to us about your specific, so obviously when you got sentenced, obviously there was the whole clothes situation and everything like that. Like, you brought a bag with you. You kind of knew how it was going to some degree.
So obviously, when I went down, you was there, innit?
Yeah.
You had my stuff. So they weren't letting me
grab it,
grab it off you. So, and that took me like 5 months to get my clothes again. So there's a whole process to it. And really, like, why shouldn't you be allowed to just someone else to give you your clothes? You know what I'm saying? There and then you was there, but obviously they weren't letting me.
They probably had to do the whole security,
exactly. Of course, they got to do, but they've got us. You got to do that anyway.
Yeah. What's intake like? What's intake? When you initially go in, that process. Like, talk us through that process. Like, when you actually when you go behind. So once they sent judge sentences you, and then they took you in. Yeah. Like, what was the process after that? Like, what happens after that?
But yeah, so you're waiting in the court cells. Waiting for the fucking circle van, takes you to the prison, and that's when you begin your sentence. Yeah.
But do they check? Do they have to check you to make sure you're not bringing anything?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah, 100%. Obviously. Yeah, bro. They do all these checks on you. Yes, bro. Violate your rights, and obviously to make sure you're not banking anything, innit? Banking. Yeah, so obviously if you know what that means, you know what that means, isn't it? So got give you a thorough check before you get on the wing. Obviously to make sure obviously you haven't got anything they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Besides your
let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. What is banking like? What does banking mean like? Because a lot of people won't know what banking actually is.
Bro, banking is just concealing stuff off your backside, isn't it? You get me? Up your ass. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's mad because prison is one of them conversations. It's interesting, because you see a lot of people have a lot of questions when it comes to it, and there's a lot of myths as well.
Yeah. Cool.
And so a lot of people will say, especially in the UK, as far as England, there's this whole thing of Butlins behind bars.
Yeah.
And people say about it because you see people have iPhones. Yeah. They have you see people recording videos and what's the short one's name that was in prison. He had a
Little
fight or
Man.
something like that. Yeah, Local Man. Yeah, Local Man. You
Oh,
see
okay.
Local Man like getting thrown around and everything
Little
like
Man.
that, like
Yeah.
getting dashed and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything. So it's like you see them and it looks like they're having a good time behind bars. And then you also have PlayStations. They have like all this other stuff that other people are seeing, and so they're thinking like, oh yeah, everything's sweet in there.
Bro, so that's all bullshit, bro. Butlins behind bars, bro. Who come up with that?
Who do you think came up with it, man? Who do you think came up with it?
Oh, cuz it's crazy. Just ask anyone that you know who's been jailed and ask them if it was Butlins behind bars, innit? Just ask them. I guarantee you, most of them are gonna say no, it wasn't Butlins behind bars.
Yeah, it's not really a place that you want to be, really. And obviously, different people have different experiences as well. But
Yeah.
I think it's in
So
comparison
false
to like
narrative,
other
innit?
places. But it's a comparison, isn't it, to
yeah.
like other places? So like obviously, you have third world countries where they have prisons, and the situations in there, the way that they treat offenders is mad. Like, and then you compare it to like the England prison, and then like there's a lot of prisons where you don't even have access to like say PlayStation, you have access to TVs, you don't have access to nothing, and it's just so in comparison,
in the West, innit? Like,
yeah,
basically.
In comparison, so it's like a comparing factor. They look at it like, yeah, Butlins is.
And the prison, bro. No matter where you are in the world, bro. Bro, you're away from society, innit?
And your human rights are getting violated.
Yeah, bro.
As a standard.
You obviously don't want to be in a third world prison. But yeah, bro, it's a real prison. It's real, innit? It's a real experience. Taken away from society, taken away from your family. So you got to rely on the officer basically to get things done for you.
Yeah.
So like it's like depending on, and it all depends how they feel on the day, how they're gonna help you.
Because there is that duty of care that they have as officers.
Yeah.
And so what always spun my head is like, imagine being an officer and like dealing with like these people, because they have to actually go on these wings where it's like there's like pedos in there and like the worst kind of like people.
Or get shit thrown at them.
You know, like all of that, and they have to do that and then now face like, so you can only imagine like what the kind of things they have to go through being.
Bro, it's just me. Yeah.
Have you seen that? Have you ever seen like? So like you were saying actually, when you used to go to education, you used to have to pass that wing, and you could hear them like yelling and stuff like that. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's mad. Obviously, you have all the nonces. For the most part, they all go on one wing.
Yeah.
And it's mad the fact that officers have to lock these people up in it, but it's crazy that you've got to treat your care as an officer.
Yeah.
And you've got to take the emotion out of it.
Yeah.
So, sometimes when you go to, depending on what prison you are, one of the prisons I was in, like you have to go walk past a wing that was full of nonsense, innit? Obviously, walking past it, bruv, they're shouting out the maddest shit, bro.
Yeah,
about
like
kids,
what, like
about your fucking daughter.
Man.
What they're gonna do to them? You get me? Well, obviously, we were like, yeah, people are walking past as well, bruv. You get me giving them shit back as well. That ain't fucking nuts. Bro, they're saying mad shit back. You know what I mean? But obviously, they're only saying that because they don't know other side. But obviously, you get situations where, like, if you're not, and you think you can cut through on a normal wing, and you're in jeopardy car, all it takes is for an officer to tell another inmate that you're a nonce. You get me? Before you know it, boom. You get me? Bang a man in your cell, bruv. You're fighting for your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, obviously, like, and certain prisons as well, one of the prisons that I was in, actually had people's ID basically outside their cell, when it sort of had your whole name.
Was it okay? You had your full name, and then obviously people have phones, they can check.
Man, them just got to think you look like a nut.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like this is the thing that I hear a lot. Is like, if your story's bad, you come in a certain way.
Certain times you get these people are not nonsense and they get fucked up anyway. Of the assumption.
Do you know in the States they always talk about paperwork, like you gotta have your paperwork on you, like is it the same in UK, like you keep your paperwork like about
but more time man than no paperwork, bro. You know, it's not really like that.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is think you're not so look like one. Or there's a room where like, fucking self 15s are nuts.
For you, with your expectations when you before you went in the very first experience of you being in prison, right? What was your expectation like? Did you expect it to be, and then the actual reality? Like, talk us through that. What your expectations? What were you expecting out of prison when you first went in?
Boy, I don't know. Like, it's obviously I was living a certain life, innit? If you live in a certain life, then you can expect to end up in prison. So, you get me? It's part of it, man. So, yeah, it's just you get on with it, bro. You know what I mean? But obviously, you're in there. But more time you meet people that you know, you bump into people that you know. Obviously, you can also butt pagans in there, butt enemies in there. You know, but obviously, you're amongst other criminals, innit? You know, so, bruv, it's plugs, innit? Plugs for days in prison. Plugs for everything, innit? You know what I mean?
You have access to a lot of different, lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of different people that can do different things. So, it's just like you're networking with other criminals, bro. But obviously, like I said, I was living a particular lifestyle. So you got people that obviously are in there for like white collar crimes, who are not actual criminals, and you got rub shoulders with the wolves.
Yeah.
You know, so that's it. Prison will be a different experience for them. Them type of people.
So they more kind of just they stay out the way.
Yeah, yes sir, no sir.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, yes sir, no sir, and everything too.
Yeah. You got certain people that look like undercover police, bro. That are there for white collar crimes. What are you doing in prison?
Do you get police in there? Like, say, police that have committed crimes and everything like that. Do you ever get police actually in the prisons?
Well,
have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of it, innit? But I can't say I've seen that for myself. Okay. But it does.
How do you think they're?
And bro, the wing's full of snitches anyway, bro. So intel on it. Intel. Big part of prison.
I can imagine as well.
Run up on people.
So what do y'all do all day? Like when you're out, so you know how often are you locked up? Like how long are you locked up?
Most of the day.
So most. I mean, in your cell, you spend most of the time in your cell.
Yeah, of course.
All right. And when you're out of your cell, what do you do?
Obviously, association, exercise.
What's association?
Free flow. Association, man, just on the wing. Just playing pool, you know, just talking to people.
Yeah.
Table tennis. Yeah, association, innit?
Okay.
Yeah, man. Just
and then exercise.
Yeah, exercise, bro. Same thing.
Do you have weights and everything like that? Like you have a full proper gym, like where you got weights and
you got outdoor equipment, the exercise yard.
Okay, so is it like the same stuff you'll get like you'll see in a park and everything like that, or is it like you don't actually have like free weights and all that?
No. Obviously, there's a gym in it.
Yeah.
So the gym is where you work out mainly, innit? But exercise, you can just work out in the yard as well, innit? Yeah, obviously it's hot for summer. You get me, man? No one just doing their dips, doing their press ups,
everything like that. And so,
other than little play fights, and niggas chatting shit.
The war stories. There's got to be a lot of war stories going on in there. Like,
everyone's a killer, bro.
Yeah, there's all that.
Fucking killer.
Everyone's killed. Like,
bro, the stories that you've got to deal with, bro.
Has anyone been like actually called out on it, like when you were in there, like?
Bro, come on, bro. Like, people get called out all the time, fam.
Yeah.
Everyone's tough, innit?
Mhm.
Everyone's tough, bro. But yeah, that's funny.
You see, like, so, like, I hear a lot of, like, prison. Like, one of my boys, he's in NC at the moment, and every now and then he'll get a phone and say, "He'll like we'll video call each other and stuff like that on Facebook." And we just talk. But you're always talking about just the madnesses that have happened and like this person's done this to this person. He's like, show me other people.
Joe niggas have got story for days.
Mad stories.
Bro, all you're doing is just talking, bro.
Yeah, literally.
Even when you're banged up in it, bro, you're talking to your bedroom, like, you know, who's 3 cells away. You might not talking outside.
Like he talks through the vents. So like he'll talk. They speak through the vents. Like
that's what it's all about. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
all the little cracks and that. You're just
You're talking through there, like
100%, or see what you can see on a wing from, you know, depending on where your cell is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so what he also
you're checking if govs are gonna run up on the wing. You get me?
Yeah.
It's a bird call. So
okay.
Constantly living on edge.
Yeah. With when it comes to like how everyone kind of meshes in their cliques and things like that, like how is it based off of race like it is in the States? I did like kind of black people stay with black people, like white people stay with white people mainly. Do you have a lot of that? Like
yeah.
Or is it more integrated? Like,
no, to an extent it depends as well, innit? Obviously if you're from like London, like I am, and you go to a jail outside London, then obviously you're gonna see, you know, the local white circles and their little firms or whatever, innit? Obviously, like, bro, man from London are all across the country, literally.
But they're not beefing like other, races aren't beefing other races and everything like that.
No, but it does get like that. It can get like that as well.
Yeah, because
like I said, especially if you're in a country jail, it can really get like that. You know, where it's a racial thing, or the govs are favoritizing like the white prisoner over the coloured prisoner. Yeah,
because in the States here, what my boy says is he's like, basically it's segregated, like it's mad, like it's like taking steps back into the 1700s or something.
I can imagine.
It's mad segregated, so they don't mix. Like they, if they're playing basketball, like no other races. If your ball goes over on the court, they have to get it for you. You can't step onto it. 100%.
The Mexicans have got to give it back to the blacks.
No, that they're like the mediators in between. Yeah,
vice versa. Exactly. No. Trust me, I know what you're saying, bro. No, it's not like that. As much over here. Really.
Over here, yeah.
But like I said,
so it's a lot more integrated as well.
It depends what prison you're in.
Yeah. Because I can imagine like London, if you're from London and obviously you're from areas and everything like that, you're gonna stick kind of together with your own people. It's like you said, it's the people that you know when you're inside and everything like that to get you through. So
still black people are still overrepresented in prison. It's mad.
Yeah.
Like when you think about us as a minority in this country, it's like most of the jails that you go to, there's still like a vast amount of niggas in jail, bro. So that's food for thought.
Yeah, but what people don't understand, it's a wide spectrum of people that you find in prison. Like there's people that like they've done their first crime or whatever and they got caught, or just people, like not your usual they're not criminals, you know what I'm saying? They're just like,
bro, it's mad.
They've been caught up in something or like
100%. People that, bro, the way people end up in jail. Trust me, bro. A lot of people shouldn't be in there. Well, really, everyone's innocent, right? So, if you're in jail, you're a criminal, right?
The thing is what, like,
But you get me. In theory, like, bro, people, a lot of people in the wrong place, wrong time, end up in jail.
It's that, and then also like. In other countries, they look at like drugs as they don't look at it, they don't criminalize it as much as like say drug addiction.
Yeah.
They don't. You're not a criminal. They do. It's rehabilitation that you need instead of like it being criminalized. And so those people in the UK, those people end up in prison like.
Oh, bro, yeah, definitely. Regulars in and out their whole life. So yeah.
Like, what's it like? Is there a lot compared to like just like regular people is a lot
Yeah,
more niggas.
100%, bro. 100%. You gotta think about.
Because you get the very bottom of the barrel, and then you get like obviously like
Yeah. The ones that are undercover.
Yeah.
Undercover niggas. Bro, people have got time to do, bro.
Yeah.
Obviously, taking drugs is a way of killing time.
Yeah.
You get me? Obviously, I was blowing hella loud. And you get me? So obviously, a prison pack is not the same as a pack on road. You get me? That's all being squished up. You get me?
Came out of somebody's ass,
Bang
man. Like,
to a whole bunch of times. You get me, bro? Oh man, it's grimy, bro. I ain't gonna lie,
it's real grimy. It's real grimy.
Trust me, not everyone's cut up for it, bro.
People smoke a lot of spice.
Trust me, yeah, bro, yeah. When I was in there,
Get all the spice
was widespread, bro. Especially when I was in there, the time I was in there, it was people were dropping like flies. Obviously, niggas dropping left, right, and centre. But bro, their man was smoking spice, innit? Man, them was smoking spice, bro. You get me? Bruv. Like, it worked for me, bro. You get me? It worked for me. Yeah, I see people dropping and fam. Like, I remember being behind my door one time, bro. It would come like this nitty must have just basically, like, I think he was ODing in his cell. They got him out on the landing. Bro, it looked like they were just taking off his shit, like they were going to get the defibrillators out on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They put a shot of adrenaline, bro, in his fucking chest.
He just came back to life.
Bro, he wasn't on his way out, fam.
Yeah.
But you're watching that, if you think I'm going to take spice.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Well, you see people leaned off on spice and outside, like you see people.
What is people just take? It's obviously tolerance. Everyone's got a different tolerance in it, but obviously, people take too much of that anyway.
Yeah,
and that's why they're ending up like that, innit? But like I said, bro, people got birds to ride, innit? You get me? So
yeah, so people probably like end up getting on that shit, on a lot of shit actually being in prison more.
Oh yeah, bro, cold
stuff that they probably wouldn't have touched.
Bro,
he's using it to like get through.
Dark, light, bro, heroin, crack. It's all in there, bro. Butlins behind bars. Fuck out of here.
Sounding like it sounding like it so far, man. You saying you got the weed, you got
do you know how expensive Joe is?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Like,
you don't understand. Like I said, bro, we're little fucking Benz, bro. Like,
how much is a Benz in
Joe? It's like a pinky, cuz. Like I said, it's a gel Benz as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
but then the risks obviously.
And there's dark and light and everything in it as well, because
like,
same scales.
Cuz you seen how nitties are bumping, man. Like,
yeah.
They ain't got the peas in the first place. But you got to trust that pussy. Yeah, but trust me, it gets real sticky in there, bro.
Yeah. And so let's talk about like being inside and like your mental health state of your mental health, like people around you, like
boy, like I don't know what you mean,
because I can imagine there's a lot, like obviously it's all men, right? And
because I don't think
everyone has a front.
I know what you're saying, innit? But I'm just like it's a different mindset when you're in there, innit?
Yeah.
You get me? It's more when you leave jail, innit? And how that affects your mental health. But when you're in there, there's times where obviously you're bad. A lot of people don't want to make this obviously, but your bed's killing you, bro. Innit? You're stressed, innit? Mm-hmm. You're waking up like, what the fuck am I doing in this place?
Yeah,
that's real. Everyone goes through that.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? Everyone goes through that, bro. You know, people go through phases, but you get me? Like, yeah, you're going through it. You're really going through it, and your bed's killing you. You get me? So, yeah, and obviously I know a lot of people don't want to talk about that part. Yeah, bro.
You won't really hear people talking about it in there.
They talk about it in London. They talk about it. Man, they talk about it in the gym. Man, they talk about it in the exercise yard.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? But obviously these are the things that people don't really disclose. You get me? So yeah, like when you talk about mental health, that's kind of one of the things that come to mind. You get me?
Yeah. Because it is that like you're away from everything.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
it's not gonna be
Yeah.
it won't ever be like an easy ride, like no matter what, if you go inside.
And the cool start is, bro, you're living on edge every day, bro. You're waiting for you're getting the guards to run up in your cell at any given time. When you wake up, bro, got to be on point, bruv. Don't know who's plotting on you. You get me? Bro, trust me, I've first thing in the morning, bro, I've had it fighting. I'm fighting 2 niggas in my boxes. You get me, man? So, bro, you get me? Cuz, trust me. So, yeah, boy. Yeah, battling behind bars.
But with your experience, it'll be different to like say, like I said, like people that first coming in and everything like that. Like you would have definitely seen people that have just like been in there and just cut through. Like they've just, you know what I'm saying, they haven't been in any like passer or anything like that. They've just gone in. You know what I'm saying? They've just gone in and they're just.
But those people, like, they stay away from the wolves. And
they don't get involved in they don't get involved in like no, don't get involved in drugs, say like you know, like the
and them and there
people like that go.
And they probably got phones as well.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna get really harassed by the officers.
Yeah.
Like compared to someone like me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be a target. You know what I mean? So obviously your file as well, when obviously you got your record in it of how you've been behaving in prison.
Yeah.
Stuff. Obviously my file wasn't the best. You get me?
So I mean,
they're already. So you get me?
Yeah.
Because of that already, you're a top. You know what I mean? They know everything there is to know about you.
Are there good incentives to like behave yourself?
Yeah, but obviously if you're like a yes sir, no sir, then like for example, everybody once you touch the jail, you're on standard, innit? If you gone to being sent to jail straight from court, you know, there's basic, which is obviously no TV.
Yeah.
Sometimes no kettle in it. But obviously, you know, you got to have strikes. Basically, you have strikes, and you get that taken away from you if you're misbehaving.
Yeah.
And then you got basic. Got standard is the normal. You know, you got everything. Well, not everything, but you got your TV, you got your kettle.
So
enhanced,
they give you,
so you work
the
towards
TV.
enhanced. So
what kind of TV is it? One of them big back ones.
No, small plasma. That was the first.
Okay,
that was the first time I went jail, wasn't it?
Okay.
When I was like 18.
Those
TVs were in the prisons at the time. You get me? So enhanced. That's what everybody tries to work towards, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially if you've got a long sentence. You know, you want to try and get in on enhanced as soon as possible, innit? So you get more spends.
So you get the plasma TV, you get kettle, you said.
Yeah, a small plasma TV. Well, not 20 inch.
Listen to me trying to back this button behind bars. Yeah, they get plasma TVs.
You think, well, go to prison, nigga.
I'm never going to prison, bro. I'm never stepping for
You told me this Butlins behind some fucking bars. Nah, I hate that rhetoric.
Yeah, but so you get TV and then kettle. Are you allowed to cook in the kettle? Because I see mad people talking about like cooking in your kettle, like making jail burritos and jail mad.
Bro, trust me. Yeah, 100%. Obviously, people have 2 kettles in it. You've got your kettle for your hot drinks, tea and coffee. Obviously, you got your cooking kettle in it. But obviously, if they spin your cell and they find some cooking kettle, then they'll take that off you.
Yeah, take that off.
Yeah, obviously, you can even get an IEP, what they call. An IEP is basically a warning. Get another one. You know, the more you get, the more they strip away from you.